Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be solving the Hanayama Cuby puzzle, which is a level 3 out of a possible 6 on the Hanayama difficulty scale. And going into this one, looking at the box, looking at the back of the box, I have no idea how this one is actually going to solve. The aim is quite clear. We need to separate like the gold little bit in the middle of the, or separate it from the silver box. Once we've done that, we'll then need to put it back into its original position, and then as an added task, if you like, we're then going to place it, or I am then going to place it on this leaderboard based on how difficult I find the Cuby puzzle to be in comparison to all the other Hanayama puzzles that we've done so far. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so here is the Cuby puzzle, which is an interesting shape for this one. Obviously our aim is to separate this gold thing from the silver box, but I think I was expecting more grooves on the gold bit than there is. The only thing that we've got is, can you see that in there, is this sort of bit in here. And then obviously around in the Cuby bit, we've just got various different squares. Or squares that have different grooves in the opposite side. So this one is 2 top and bottom, 1 opposite, 2 on the sides, just missing that one. Similar, one that's offset, another one that's offset, and another one that's offset. So first of all, we need to figure out how this moves around. So that groove on there is to stop them coming out of here. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this, but the thickness of that is slightly thicker than this one, at least. I mean, maybe there's ones that are thinner that it might actually fit out of, but okay, so we think we've sort of figured out how it moves around. Okay, so it moves around by this coming into like sort of out of this groove, and then you can turn that corner there. However, like if we come over to this side, because this side doesn't have a groove cut out there, I can't then use that to turn a corner and say, for instance, get into this bit here. What I did notice that is the starting position is relative to this, so they're almost like 2 eyes, and the gold piece then sort of functions as like a smile there. So that's the starting position. So we can't go that way. We can't come out here and then go straight on because there's no gap in there. We can we just rotate like we're almost doing there? Maybe we can, but maybe not in this position here. So we're going to come out of this. No, we're going to go over here and then over here. Trying to see if we can rotate at any point. So let's just try and carry on going round in circles. So that's where we came. Not going round in circles. Why would we want to go round in circles? So I need to figure out how this moves first. I mean, I found one way, which is what I've just described. We come out of there and then go into there. But then we must be able to change the orientation somehow. Otherwise, it's just going to stay in this orientation the whole time, with this bit sort of facing out of that top hole. Seems too tight to rotate just like that. Maybe we can... Nope. I was thinking maybe we can go up and down from a similar position, but we cannot. One thing I'm going to do actually is try and find where it separates. And where it separates, feels like it should just be out of like a gap that's too big or bigger than the rest. There it is. So we come out of this one. So we need to get it, essentially just turn it around. So if I can flip this from this way around to this way around, job done. So now we need to figure out, it's a good thing now, because now I know where it comes out or how it solves, where it solves. We can sort of work backwards from there, although I've literally just been in one position the whole time so far. Because I feel like, okay, so we can go up and down as well. So that's the move I was trying, that's what I've been trying to find as well. So that's good news. So where can we go from here? But that feels much tighter coming up into this direction. Why is that? Let's try and figure out why it seems like we can't do this move in all positions. At the minute it seems quite linear. It feels like I've not been able to get to any other place than where I am right now. That's quite clearly, I could just be very wrong, and I've just not tried enough positions yet. So with a bit of force we can go the other way. I never like using force to sort of progress a puzzle. So I need to bear in mind, right, we need to get to here that way around. So can't turn that corner. See, I'm applying a little bit of force now, but it's not working because of that actually. So that's why. So it needs to be, so there needs to be two cutouts on the same corner for it to do that, for it to move around a corner like that. So that's interesting. So now we can go, we should be able to come into this position here. Yeah. Again, slight bit of force, but not loads. At the minute, this is just trial and error and see where we can get to. And keep in mind that we're trying to get to here in the right orientation. Now I just need to turn it 90 degrees. How can I turn it 90 degrees? I feel like I might have just gone backwards. It's quite hard keeping track of where everything is. Yeah, I've lost track a little bit of where we were and where we're trying to get to. Yeah, I think I might have gone, wow, I've gone right back to the start. So now, obviously the ridge thing is down here, we need to get it up here. So now, we can't come around that corner. We've done it. I was trying to figure out, right, where do we need to go from here? We've turned it upside down in that original position. But yeah, we've done it. So essentially we just needed to turn it around. If these are the eyes and sort of this is like an unhappy smiley face now, or an unhappy face, how can it be an unhappy smiley face? But yeah, and obviously the starting position was sort of there. That's really interesting. I like that. It's very, very clever in how it moves and how it solves. But yeah, one of those ones where it's quite obvious to figure out how it is going to solve, and then it's very intriguing and quite challenging to then eventually solve. But yeah, it's good. I really like that one. So that is the level 3 Cuby, the level 3 Cuby puzzle disassembled. Now we need to put it back together. So we go back in the way we came out, and then I think we turned this. I think this is it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And then the final position, we finish the smiley face using that ridge as part of the mouth. And yeah, there we go. Although looking at the camera there, it's a little bit like a tongue. There we go. Cuby puzzle reassembled. So there it is, we managed to solve the Cuby puzzle. We took it apart, we put it back together. It took a while to figure out how it moved and sort of to get used to being able to move them sort of in different directions. Using that bit on top, which sort of was the key to whether you could move around certain corners or not. And then obviously maneuvering it in a way to get to that slightly bigger hull, which it then slid out of the silver box from. So yeah, quite a tough one in comparison to the ones that we've been doing recently. Which brings us to then placing it on the leaderboard. Now most of the ones that we've done most recently, we've not got above, I think the plate puzzle is the hardest. I tell a lie, we did the medal puzzle, which is here. But I think the cube is gonna jump above that in the hardest, most recent one, if that makes sense. So we'll start here actually. We'll start by comparing the Cuby to the medal, and we're definitely harder than the medal. Are we then harder than the keyhole puzzle? I think we are. I think we are, just about. Are we harder than the level 5 and more puzzle? And yes, yeah, I think we are. For a level 5, the Amore puzzle is relatively simple. Are we harder than the G&G? Now the G&G I struggled a little bit with, but I think the Cuby puzzle is still harder than the G&G. The S&S and the coil. I don't think we're harder than the coil. The coil is, yeah, a little bit tougher than the Cuby, but are we easier or harder than the S&S? And I think we're gonna go above the S&S puzzle. So yeah, so we're gonna go between the coil and the S&S puzzle. And there we go. That is where the Cuby puzzle is going to sit. We've disassembled it, we've reassembled it, we've placed it on the leaderboard. We are done for today. And thank you very much for being here. If you want to see me solve any more of these Hanayama puzzles and the step-by-step solutions to each and every one of them, then click my face here to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace!